I meet a lot of dachshunds through my work as a veterinarian, and if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's this. Almost every owner wishes someone had told them a few things sooner. Not because they're bad owners, far from it. Most people are doing their absolute best. The problem is that dachshunds aren't just small dogs with short legs. They're a very unique breed, and some of the things that work perfectly well for other dogs can become problems for dachshunds. So today I thought I'd share some of the biggest mistakes I see new dachshund owners make, not to criticize anyone, but because a few small changes early on can make a big difference over the years. And of course, Foxy and Amy are here to demonstrate that dachshunds rarely read the rule book. The first mistake is assuming dachshunds don't need much exercise because they're small. It's easy to look at those tiny legs and think a short walk is enough, but dachshunds were originally bred to hunt. They have incredible stamina. They love exploring, they love sniffing, they love having a job to do. A tired dachshund isn't necessarily one that's walked the furthest. Often it's the ones that had the chance to use its brain. Some of Foxy and Amy's favorite days aren't necessarily the ones with the longest walks. They're the days when they've had lots of new smells to investigate. We've had to adjust our long adventures after Foxy had IVDD. We needed to become creative to ensure the girls still had their fair amount of stimulation. Sometimes I think they're less interested in walking than they are in reading the local doggy newspaper. Every tree has headlines, every bush has breaking news. I hide objects for them to find in the garden or out on walks, and then they have to go look for them. It is one of their favorite games. This is some truffle that I hide in a plastic tube. You can see how they are searching the area. When practicing this, first place the item so that the wind blows the smell towards them. This makes it easier for them at first. Hopefully one day they will find me some real truffle. Another common mistake is overfeeding, and I completely understand why. Dachshunds have perfected the art of looking permanently hungry. If food were an Olympic sport, these two would be bringing home gold medals. They are obsessed with food, but maintaining a healthy body weight is one of the kindest things we can do for them. Extra weight places additional strain on their joints and spine. That doesn't mean your dog has to be super skinny. It simply means aiming for a lean, healthy body condition. If you're unsure, your veterinarian can show you how to assess this, but basically you want to feel the ribs easily, yet not see them. Also, when you look at your dog from the top, you need to see a nice waistline. The waist should not be straight or worst case scenario, bulge out. The next one surprises a lot of people. Doing everything for your dachshund. It's tempting to carry them everywhere because they're small, but healthy dachshunds benefit from using their muscles. Regular walks, gentle hills, different surfaces, and simple balance exercises all help develop strength and coordination. We spend a few minutes most mornings using balance cushions. The girls think they're earning treats. I know they're also getting a little workout. Everybody wins. Another mistake is forgetting how intelligent dachshunds are. People often describe them as stubborn, and yes, sometimes they are. Here's Foxy refusing to go in one direction. As soon as I change direction, she's happy to go. Does your dachshund do this too? But quite often they're simply asking, what's in it for me? Training works best when it's fun. Short sessions, lots of praise, good rewards, and plenty of patience. Foxy learns new games incredibly quickly. Amy usually spends a few seconds deciding whether participating is worth the effort. They both love doing tricks. Foxy's favorite is hug Amy. Here she places one paw on Amy's back. Amy loves to spin in one direction and then the other. She's our dancing queen. Although they often forget how to do their tricks if I don't hold a treat in my hand. One mistake I see quite often is not giving your dachshunds enough opportunities to sniff. We humans tend to judge a walk by the distance. Dogs judge it by information. A 20-minute sniffari can be far more enriching than a fast-paced march around the block. Sometimes slowing down is actually the better walk. I would also get them to use ramps or little steps from a young age. Their favorite places are often high up so they can watch and judge the world from above. We use ramps for the sofa and don't allow them to jump on or off. Something else that catches new owners by surprise is how attached Dachshunds become to their own people. They're wonderfully affectionate. They love being involved in everything, including things that don't involve them at all. Cooking dinner, folding laundry, going to the bathroom. Privacy will go out the window. They like to be with their person and don't like to go on walks with other people. They become quite attached to their family members. The important thing is helping puppies learn that being alone for short periods is perfectly normal. Building confidence gradually is much easier than trying to solve separation problems later. One mistake that doesn't get talked about enough is assuming all Dachshunds enjoy the same things. They don't. Foxy and Amy are completely different. Foxy loves meeting everyone. She'll happily greet strangers as though she's known them for years. Amy is a little more selective. That's perfectly okay. Part of owning any dog is learning who they are as an individual, not who we expect them to be. Okay, let's talk about the bad, the annoying barking. These little confident dogs think they're little Rottweilers and will bark at anything that dares to come near their property. They are always on high alert and will not back down once they think it is their territory. This is often a huge problem if you do not train them to stop barking on command. Finally, don't spend so much time trying to create the perfect dog that you forget to enjoy them. Some of my favorite moments with Foxy and Amy aren't the perfectly behaved moments. They're the funny ones. Watching them inspect wet grass before deciding whether or not it is safe to go to the toilet or not gets me every time. Stopping at exactly the same spot where they once found food on every walk for 3 months. Watching them become convinced that every person in the park has come specifically to admire them. Those little quirks become the stories you tell for years. People often ask me what the secret to owning a happy Dachshund is. I don't think there is one. Feed a balanced diet. Keep them lean. Give them regular exercise. Let them sniff. Train kindly, keep them mentally busy, and above all, enjoy their personalities. Because before long, you realize you haven't just brought a dog into your home. You've brought a tiny comedian, a shadow, a food critic, and a true friend. I'd love to hear from you. If you've owned a Dachshund for years, what's one piece of advice you'd give someone bringing home the very first one? Leave it in the comments. Thank you for spending some time with Foxy, Amy, and me. We'll see you in the next video.